What is going on, everybody? CJC presents WandA Workouts and Anime. It has been a bit, it's been about 2 weeks or so. I wanted to let the video marinate a little more just so I can get more thoughts on what my viewers have voted for and what comments they want to share regarding the improvements of One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 DLC Pack 10? Right? No, 7. DLC Pack 7. Yeah, anyway, just so y'all are aware, you can vote for who are the next characters, which is why I have the screenshots on the screen before I get into what my commenters have to say. So, from the World Government Navy side, I'll just read the names straight through. We have Sengoku, Kaku, Sentomaru, Green Bull, S-Hawk. Alright, next up you can vote for Vivi, Karu, Perona, Koala, Monet, Baby 5. We have Apu, Kyoshiro, King, Queen, Ulti. Shiki, Zephyr, Tesoro, Bullet, and then finally Enel, Foxy, Moria, Magellan. You can pick a combination of any of these three, and the most voted for characters will be in the next DLC pack. Whenever that comes out, it's hard to say at this point. If you would like to vote, just be aware you do need to make a Bandai Namco account. I will put the link in the description box below. You do have until this Friday, February 28th, to cast in your vote. Today is February 24th. As of recording this, it is 5:45. So any comments added to my most recent video past this, I do apologize that you did not make it into the video. Usually I am pretty good at responding to comments, so in case my viewers were wondering why I did not respond to the comment, it's because I've been waiting for this video. In all honesty, typically I see most people do it like on the video itself, but I figured it would be easier to do it through Studio. So we're just going to go through that. If you would like to know who I personally voted for, please check out my most recent video, which is right here. It'll pop up on the iCard, I believe. That's who I voted for. You'll find it there, and then of course you will see the comments I added as well in regards to what improvements must be had. I won't discuss it here, although some going over the comments briefly, some people did not hint at, but refer to what I said. So like I said, check that video out first before you take a look at this one. But now we are going to go through, starting off with Mr. Kien 8701. Thank you so much for watching, by the way. Bullet is definitely a must pull, 110%. I agree. I think Bullet is going to be super interesting, especially when we get some insight into the Roger Pirates and stuff like that, considering Roger Rayleigh is in the game, even Prime Garp as well. So we'll see if he gets voted in. Next comment, public subscriber. Thank you, Jose Juan Lopez. Will we be getting 3 new characters or 9 like previously? So based on the thumbnail image here that you can see on the left hand side, it looks as if it's only going to be an additional character pack for Season Pass 2. So I don't think we're getting a full Season Pass 3, which is a bit unfortunate. So we'll see on that. Nothing has been confirmed, but from the looks of things, this is only going to be an additional character pack for Season Pass 2. That's all we know so far. I can't confirm anything else unless I forget that guy's name. Unless he has some information on it. The hockey guy, I think, the bald gentleman. I do apologize. I think he's German. If he has information, then honestly his resource is actually really good. So maybe I will refer back to that. But like I said, as we know right now, only one character pack will be coming. So not a full season. What is the Bullet's power? It's a really good question. I should look it up real quick. This is the comment that I did have to look up. So it's very similar, believe it or not, to Kids. Kids is magnetism, and he can make whatever he would like to. That is metal. But with Bullet's power being the Gasha Gasha no Mi, it is a paramecia type devil fruit that allows Bullet to take apart inanimate objects and reassemble them into any configuration he wants. That will be really interesting in addition to his Conqueror's hockey attack. or abilities. But thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. You as well, Jose Juan Lopez. Next up, Waluigi the Great. Thank you, Waluigi. I can't say I'm the biggest fan, but I appreciate you commenting. I had to choose my boy Foxy when I saw him on the list. I also chose King and Queen. Why wasn't Jack on the list? I think that's a pretty good question as well. Maybe they didn't think Jack would have that much, I don't want to say feasibility, but, you know, that much interest, I guess. They'd rather just leave him as an elephant, which I think is perfectly fine. I mean, we really did not see that much of Jack actually do anything outside of his elephant form, so I think not having Jack playable is completely fine as long as he's in the game. That's okay. Foxy, I can't believe you voted for Foxy. It's hard to say. I think Foxy would be really interesting, but I also would be concerned that I don't want to pay for DLC for a D rank or D tier character, you know what I mean? And I feel like Foxy would be that, like a beige type character, right? I feel like the most recent, you know, I think all the DLC rather, no one's lower than a B rank. I'd be shocked if anyone had any of the DLC characters lower than C. Did I have any of the DLC characters lower than C tier? I actually don't know. Maybe I'll have to maybe someone will correct me on my tier list video that I made, but I don't think I had any of the DLC characters lower than B. So, you know, that's what I would worry about Foxy. And of course, someone facetiously comments, Foxy is not your bro. Alright, dude, I'm fucking trolling. Alright, so let's take a look at the comment from juggernautvixx. S-Hawk King Baby 5. But it's disappointing that PW5 hasn't been announced yet. Pirate Warriors 5 should already been out with full Wano Onigashima, or announced by now with full Egghead. The community goalpost has been moved to end of Elbaf in the anime. That's too much. Pirate Warriors 4 is a heavily flawed game, and DLC won't fix it. It's like painting a broken car and expecting it to work. The anime is not an excuse. They released things like Odin before they appeared in the manga, and Gear 5th Luffy has moves that he showed in Egghead before they were in the anime when his DLC released. This is probably the best comment, and let me actually like this one. I'm a really big fan of this one. So juggernautvixx, if you are watching this, I really appreciate your comment. First off, who you voted for, I want to say this now, that Baby 5 is such an interesting choice that if she does get voted in, I would not complain at all. Right? Because of the versatility of her fruit makes her so interesting to play as. Like, would she be a power type, a technique type? Like, the possibilities are endless with Baby 5. So I think the fact that, you know, Koei Tecmo has put her in, they definitely have some really interesting ideas for her. So if she does get voted in, perhaps instant S rank. We'll find out. But I do agree. I don't think it's necessarily disappointing that it hasn't been announced yet, but I will say, before I make my comment, I'm not sure what the community goalpost is. If you could let me know, or if someone in the comment section can clarify on that. Again, for the most part, this is the first time I am reading the comments in this video, but yeah, if you can let me know what you mean by that, the community goalpost. But I do agree that, yes, Pirate Warriors 4 is a flawed game, and DLC will not fix it. It's like putting a band-aid on the entire wound and expecting it to heal, which is not the case, right? Like I said, check out my most previous video regarding some of the comments I made to make some improvements. And while, yes, DLC is fun, but, you know, I'm only going to play these characters for a certain amount of time before the same issues continue to occur. So I think these need to be addressed before we get DLC characters. Like, a big patch, I think, would help this game immensely before we even get DLC. And who's to say when the DLC is going to come out anyway, right? I mean, we have until the 28th. It's not as if, I mean, do they have character models of all, like, what was it, 23 characters that you can vote on? I don't think so. So I'd rather a big patch. I agree with that. I don't think DLC will fix the game, but it will definitely bring more people in. But thank you so much for the comment. I think this is probably the best one up to this point. No offense to everyone else. All right, we got 2 comments from Fixia4357. I've been begging for Monet since PW3. Man, all I want, all these, even though, I don't know, everyone here, like, please Bandai. Optimistically depressed is probably the best way to put One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 and future content coming in. But Monet as a pick, dude, I don't know about that, man. You know. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Next up, we got pexiegotaplays. Perhaps a gaming channel? Shout out to you, bro. So, they said, Young Whitebeard, King, Queen, Aramaki, Egghead Lucci, Egghead costumes for Straw Hats, and maybe the Seraphim. Well, 3 things. No, I'm teasing. So, a Young Whitebeard, I think it'll be interesting. I mean, we didn't even get a costume for Old Man Garp for Prime Garp. So, I don't think they would even do a Young Whitebeard. King and Queen and Aramaki, good picks. I'm not complaining at those at all. Egghead Lucci, I think would be really nice, giving him an awakened fruit, his updated abilities. It's weird that Kaku's here. Like, would they give him his Egghead abilities? But if they do that, like, let's say someone voted for Kaku, they give him his Egghead abilities. Is Lucci not going to get his Egghead abilities with his awakened fruit? So I'm curious as to see how that would work. And cosmetics, and maybe the Seraphim. We haven't seen the entire capabilities of the Seraphim, so it's hard to say if we'd want them all. I think the most in-depth we've gotten is probably S-Hawk, and that's why he's a character you can actually vote for. Cosmetics, 110%, 110%, but first, before we get Egghead costumes, we need to get the updated Raid on Onigashima costumes. The only one who has a costume is Luffy. But mind you, that's his base costume, the rooftop Luffy. So we need stuff for Zoro, Sanji, get us everyone else before we get Egghead costumes. But I do agree, we should definitely be getting some. Next up, I am the only swap. Baby 5 would actually be so fire. Yeah, like I said before, dude, I think Baby 5 is such an interesting choice. I don't think you can really go wrong picking Baby 5. I personally would like to see more Conqueror Hockey's characters. That's just my personal opinion. Perhaps more Conqueror's Hockey skills, because the only thing is Sovereign Strength, and it's kind of vague as to what it does, especially if you are an advanced Conqueror's Hockey user in the game, like a Kaido or Luffy, Roger, and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I would like to see more of that. However, I'm not complaining if Baby 5 gets in, because I think that would be such a fire choice. Next up, Hanma Inu. Should have been Green Bull, Baby 5, King, Tesoro, Foxy. You gotta pick 3 characters, buddy, but if these are your top 5, I can't complain. Tesoro's really interesting. I talked about him like months ago. He would be a really cool technique type, especially his giant form. We'll see how they incorporate that. Again, my worry with Foxy is that I don't want to pay for a D-ring character, which is the possibility with Foxy. So, you know, that's really my only concern. Moving on. Fellwinter Peak 1674. Thank you so much for leaving a comment. Didn't realize you could choose multiple in the same category. I chose King, Green Bull, and Shiki. I mostly want King. I don't care about the other 2. Queen would be nice. And of course, someone responds. Helsing 7747, which I believe he did I already react to a comment from him? Am I tripping on that? I guess I am. Okay. He says I know, right? So these are really good picks. I love these choices. King, I think with what they've done in the anime could be really sick, especially what they gave Yamato, what they gave Luffy for Red Rock. King's abilities, dude, would be insane. So I would definitely love to see how they implement that. And what his mechanic would be, right? Because technically he is undamageable. I mean, he's very much, not necessarily a Logia, but with his abilities, his Lunarian abilities, right? He should be undamageable. So I'm curious as to how he's done in the game. Green Bolt, I think, is going to be really interesting. And of course, Shiki, how his abilities work. And one of the only few characters that can actually fly from what we've seen with his Devil Fruit. So I would definitely like to see how he is worked. I don't think he has Conqueror's Haki, if I'm not mistaken. But I do want to see the interaction between him and Roger, him and Luffy, and so on and so forth. Next up, we got Boba Lover. I wish they would add the 5 elders, but I know they won't. I hope they add King, though. Yeah, I think it's too soon for the 5 elders. I think Saturn, for sure, because we've seen all of Saturn, right? And Saturn's dead now. So I think, for sure, at least Saturn. The other 4, I don't think we'll see their full capabilities until we get to see the final war. Right, I think that's when we'll see, I'm assuming if there's a Pirate Warrior 7, we'll see all 5 elders in the game. Alright, let's talk about Skull King 6017's comment. I like your ideas for what they could fix or add. I think if they were to implement these, it would most likely be through the next sequel, but it would be awesome to see these implemented through an update. The game definitely needs more cosmetics. It's so crazy how much PW3 has and Pirate Warriors 4 doesn't. I have a feeling it's going to be a new season pass that's going to be released alongside the next gen upgrade. I'm guessing the voted characters will be the last pack, so they have enough time to develop those characters while they work on the ones that they are possibly working on now. I think King and Enel are a lock, but I'm not sure about the 3rd character. I've seen so many people say they wanted them for so long. In my additional notes, I requested Arlong at some point because he's my most wanted character in the series. Let me leave you a like. I don't know about this last one here. I don't think I'd want Arlong playable. I think this is one of those situations where if Arlong wasn't playable in Pirate Warriors 2 or 3, then I don't foresee him being playable 4, 5, and so on and so forth. If he wasn't playable in those games, I don't think we'll ever get him at all. King and Enel. The only thing with Enel that I think someone else might comment, I'm not sure, but Enel should have been in the base game. Right? I know they wanted to do, from the top of my head, correct me if I'm wrong here, 3 arcs for pre-time skip, 3 arcs for post-time skip. So it was Alabasta, Water 7 / Ennis Lobby, and Marine Ford. Then it was Dressrosa, Whole Cake, and Wano for post-time skip. I believe those are the arcs off the top of my head. So if they did add Enel, or if Enel was in base game for the Skypiea arc, then we would have to have an additional arc for post time skip, and it's hard to even say what that would be. Would that be Zoe? Would that be Punk Hazard? Right? I think that's what they were trying to go for, 3 and 3. So those are my thoughts on that. Enel should have just been in the base game, regardless if he was in the story or not. So it's hard for me to want to pay for DLC for a character that should have been in the game, right? Like, I want to play new characters. Those are my thoughts on that. King, really interesting. And I do agree that the game 100% needs more cosmetics. It is insane how Pirate Warriors 3 has so much versatility compared to Pirate Warriors 4. I would like to see a patch being done for this game. I don't want to see these things to the next sequel because it's hard to say what carries over and what doesn't, like fixing Kobe Combat Chronicle and so on and so forth. Again, if you want to see my full thoughts, check out the most recent video. Moving on here, We have 96 Monte Carlo 1. First off, fire PFP. If anyone has not caught up on Daima yet, please do, because it is absolutely fire. So let's see what Monte Carlo has to say here. I voted King, Bullet, and Shiki. I need King. Plus, almost everyone in the game has their right-hand man. Only Beast Pirates that's currently playable is Kaido himself. We have Big Mom and all 3 Sweet Generals. We should have at least 1 Calamity, also outside of Bounty Rush. When has Bullet, Zephyr, or Shiki been in a console game? It should give us a Season Pass 3 with another 9 characters. To be honest, here would be my packs. We have the Beast Pirate packs: King, Queen Ulti, General Movie, Bullet, Zephyr, Shiki. Tesoro was already Burning Blood. Give the other 3 a chance. World Government, Sengoku, Green Bull, S-Hawk, in his opinion, or in their opinion. I don't really want to pay for characters that are already in PW3 that were cut in PW4. This one, I 100% agree with this statement right here. These characters should have just been in the base game, and they don't need to be a part of the story to be unlockable or playable in the game. I think it's really important that, I think in general for Warriors games, is that they want the unlockable characters or the playable characters being a part of the main campaign, which I don't think has to be the case at all. Like, give us special unlock conditions, like, hey, like, you need to beat, you know, this mission a certain amount of times, you need to do this with this character, you need to do that with that character, you need to hit an ultimate, right, on this character a certain amount of times to unlock certain characters, because, you know, Kaido isn't unlocked in the main campaign, he's unlocked through Treasure Log, and that, I believe, off the top of my head, is, like, the New World part, right? Because there's East Blue, New World, and then there's another stage, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm sorry. East Blue, right? Grand Line, and then New World. I believe you unlock Kaido in Grand Line. So we could have had something like that. So that I do agree with. Regarding these packs, it's hard to say if we're getting a Season Pass 3. From the looks of it right now, we are only getting 1 character pack. So we'll see. I do agree with your picks. I think these picks are very valid. And I do agree with your reasoning. That most of the Yonko do have the right hand. At least the main villains, right? It's not as if we have a proper right hand for Blackbeard. Aokiji is in the game, of course, but he's a 10th commander, not the 1st or 2nd, right? Of course, we have, you know, the commanders for Big Mom's crew. Shanks doesn't have any of his commanders, so I think we do need a commander in it for Kaido, because Kaido is the only playable one. Although, if you do want to count X Drake, he did technically serve Kaido for a bit, even though he was a spy. That's, you know, neither here nor there. But I do like your character packs here. Again, if we do get a Season Pass 3, I fuck with this heavy. But again, this is only 1 character pack as far as we know. But let's have a look at the replies here. And he said, did the same vote. I don't understand how many people want to play characters that are already present in an older game. I even saw someone wanting Vivi and Karu, saying, yeah, it would be interesting to see implemented in the mechanics of the game. Like, why waste an opportunity to get great characters with lots of fun potential while also being original, because not playable in many games. Like Zephyr, God example, we didn't get a lot of long range character in the game, but Zephyr could do all that in Bounty Rush, close range and long range. Bullet, really rare character that is a Roger crew member. Insane Devil Fruit, so huge potential in the game, and Shiki same. I like the comment. I do agree. I don't think Vivi should be in the game. If you're voting Vivi, touch grass. That's all I can really say for you right now. I'm not a fan of Vivi being in the game. Have her in her missions, have her voice more lines, you know, more dialogue in the game. You know, have side quests while you do the main missions in the game. That's completely fine, but I don't want to play as fucking Vivi. That's just my personal opinion. He responds, King, Bullet, Zephyr, and Shiki are my top 4 that I want. I don't get that people voted for characters that were in previous games, or people that vote for Vivi and Karu, or almost any of the females. Okay, that's crazy though. I mean, come on. When has the movie characters ever been playable in a console game before? Well, outside of Burning Blood, Tesoro is available in that game, so I think the other 3 deserve a chance, and King is a no-brainer for me in the game. Big Mom has Katakuri, Whitebeard has Marco, Luffy has Zoro, give Kaido his right-hand man. And I do believe with this comment, past characters should already be in the game. 100%. They should just have a special unlock. They shouldn't, you shouldn't have to follow the main campaign, the characters that appear in the main campaign, right? I think Moria even has a scene in the main campaign, and he's not playable. And forget Moria, like, why is Kuma not in the game, dude? That is a bit concerning as well, right? That he wasn't even an option. Okay. I don't agree with the take on the females. I mean, I think Baby 5 is the most interesting. Everyone else, though, not really, if I'm just being honest here. Perona should have already been in the game. Like, I don't want to pay for that. But Baby 5, I would pay for, because Baby 5 is a very interesting choice, and, like, I'm really glad Bandai put her in the ethos regarding the votes. Okay, so we have a comment from Marcus Marvel 3218. Egghead, Straw Hats, King, Queen, and now Arlong. I'm going to stop reading your comment right there. Why Arlong? If Arlong was in Empire Warriors 2 or 3, I don't think he should be in a future game. That's just my personal opinion. But I will read the rest of your comment, of course. Awaken Lucci and Kaku, Onigashima, Law, and Kit. We did get a costume for Law. We just don't have his Awakened Devil Fruit abilities. Kaku is an option to vote for, but is that going to include his Awakened abilities? Because if that's the case, then Lucci should have his too, right? And I don't think they're going to update characters like that, which is a bit unfortunate, because you already have the base character. You're just adding these certain things, right? So you don't have to create an entire character model. So I don't know how they coded the game. It looks like a mess, to be honest, but that's neither here nor there. Avail, public subscriber, thank you so much for watching. There's a chance that they release 9 in packs of 3, as they've done before. I say the 3 winners might be scattered across 3 packs if they release 9. I do apologize. Okay, so what do I think? Monte Carlo, shout out to you. Hope so. I want to play as King Boy, Zephyr, and Tricky the most. Will they be scattered? Again, we don't really know. That's not really confirmed right now. As far as we know, this is only 1 DLC pack. But your thoughts? Like I said, I would love to see the top 9 characters be scattered in a Season Pass 3. Will it actually happen, though? That is the question. That is yet to be seen. I want a new Prime Sengoku, 110%, dude. If we're getting Garp, I want to see Sengoku. We have Roger, we have Rayleigh. Let's see the world governments or the Marines 1, 2, and their Prime as well. If they're gonna add Zoro and Sanji for the Wano pack arc, my suggestion is this for Sanji. He's weak against fighting female characters rather than erasing the gimmick for not fighting them. Just add a new gimmick when he's fighting female characters. He can summon Robin to fight for him. I think it's funny. I think that's really funny. I like that. I don't think that'll be... that would be really interesting. Like, you automatically switch out. That would be cool. That's a cool idea. I like this. This is from... I'm not pronouncing that name. Much love to you for watching, but I'm not pronouncing that at all. I do apologize. Alright, so next up. Egghead, Straw Hats, Galaxy, Impact, Garp, Divine Departure, Shanks, or Awaken Rob Lucci, my guess is. Someone responds, they just added Prime Garp and they already added 2 Shanks, and Lucci is already playable and not popular enough to make. I do agree with that. I think Lucci doesn't need a new base character, right? Some of the things I mentioned in my DLC discussions earlier is that regarding Luffy, right? They could have just updated his character model, given him a costume, and then given him the Conqueror's Haki effect, right? Because we have pre-time skip Luffy, post-time skip Luffy, pre-Wano. I think that's the best way to put it. Pre-Wano. Okay? And they are costumes. And once you change the costume, they are... once you change the costume, they change the moveset. So this could have been very much done the same way. Like, Rooftop Luffy did not need a whole character model. That could have gone to someone else. And we could do the same thing for Luffy, not Luffy, we could do the same thing for Zoro, for his Conqueror's Haki. We could do the same thing with Sanji with his Blue Flame, and so on and so forth. We don't need a new character model, we can just get an updated costume with the new moveset. This is my personal opinion. Galaxy Impact Garp. I mean, Garp technically does have Galaxy Impact if you jump and hit the triangle button, or what is it on Xbox? The Y button. That is supposed to be Galaxy Impact, especially if you have the increased fist ability, pause. It does have a wide range that mimics Galaxy Impact. Someone says, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is also PW4's 5th anniversary. Someone says definitely not. It actually is the 5th anniversary. So Pirate Warriors 5 came, or excuse me, Pirate Warriors 4 came out March 2020. So yeah, March is going to be the 5th year anniversary. Although funny enough, they did a 4-year anniversary, only because they probably thought that that was going to be it for the game. And with the new, was it Secret Log, or the additional missions that you can do with Roger and Rayleigh and Garp, where it was more of a celebration of Pirate Warriors 4 with like the speed missions, the one-on-one battles, and the Coliseum and stuff like that. Yeah, that was more of a celebration, and that was more of the anniversary celebration. So I don't know what they're going to do for the 5th anniversary, if they do anything at all. Someone said I voted for S-Hawk, King, Anno. Anno can be insane with Giant Mode. S-Hawk and King can be insane with the current animation they do in the anime. I mentioned this before. I 100% agree with you. But like I said, I don't want to pay for a character that was in the game previously. They should already be in the game. If anything, Anno, Moria, and Magellan should just be free DLC, because like I said, they were in the games previously, but because of the new director, I'm assuming that's the reason they are not in the game. And of course, someone says, yourboyfixz, shout out to you, my man. This was a jump scare for Pirate Warriors 4. Yeah, like with the way I started the video, I do give a bit of a jump scare. But those are my thoughts on the comments based on my commenters. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts once again in the comment section below. Do you like seeing videos like this where I react to your comments in a video rather than respond to you? Please let me know, and I will continue to make content like this going forward. Until then, we're going to see who they vote for. And with that being said, I'll see you in the comment section below and in the next video. Peace.